I confess that my breakdown between your mother and I has caused emotional unbalance in the family.
Most of the time, I don't like my family. My sister Tracy is the one who said to me, Toni, you know, when you make it, you can help us, come on. So I always try to abide that. But the responsibility of it is so heavy for me. I feel I can never live my life, and I never used to say it. I never used to say anything to anybody, everyone in my family.
Take a breath.
Everybody. I feel like I'm angry at everybody in my family. I don't like my family. If they weren't my family, it wouldn't be my friends.
I mean, they have love, and look at them.
Looks like the Braxton clan is knee-deep in chaos again. And this time, it's way bigger than music beefs or reality TV squabbles. Their niece, Ashley, just dropped a revelation that cracked open years of buried hurt and family secrets. And when I say it's messy, oh, it's messy, messy. Because now the Braxton sisters' ex-husbands are stepping in, ready to spill what they witnessed behind closed doors. And some of the things they're revealing sound downright traumatic. Carrie Lewis, Toni Braxton's ex, didn't sugarcoat a thing. He claims Toni treated her own sisters like chess pieces, using them to boost her career. And believe it or not, that's not even the craziest part. Where it is, this whole dynamic is one of the major reasons Tamar and Towanda can barely stay in the same room anymore. This isn't regular family friction. This is decades of bitterness and unresolved wounds boiling over right in front of us.
Right before our eyes.
Well, Tamar, you had me thinking I was crazy too. I see, you know what? It felt like a surviving Tamar moment. You know, they always talk about how, women is being mentally abused and physically abused. Men get mentally and physically abused too. Cause she just socked me in my jaw before. You feel me? And I'm sure Jeremy and before and got their head cracked. Okay? And them gas station pills, yeah, you gotta do something to stay afloat, huh?
Let's be honest. Every family's got issues, but the Braxtons, their drama could fill an entire franchise. It all traces back to Mama Evelyn and Michael Braxton Sr., the parents who laid the foundation for all this dysfunction. When Ashley finally opened up about what she went through, accusing one of her aunt's husbands of crossing serious boundaries, the reaction from the family was heartbreaking. Instead of wrapping their arms around her, they shut her out. Ashley was only 16 when that nightmare happened, and instead of compassion, she got blamed. The family pulled away, leaving her feeling like a stranger in her own bloodline. It shook her so badly that she packed her things and moved to another country just to escape the pain. Years later, when she shared her truth on TikTok, hoping things might be different, guess what? The Braxtons still showed her zero support, not publicly, not privately. According to Ashley, the only one who reached out was Tamar, who not only liked her post, but reconnected with her after realizing they had both faced similar trauma growing up.
Now, before anyone says anything, please let it be known and let it be clear that as I am in this journey and in this process, and as I'm healing and trying to understand all of this stuff, that it feels really good to have a family member behind me. Okay.
Tamar's lived through her own storms, so her connection with Ashley makes total sense. But where was everyone else? You'd expect Evelyn, the family's matriarch, to be furious that something this serious happened to her own granddaughter. Instead, silence. Not a word. Ashley even said her father, Mikey, sent her a cease and desist, threatening to sue his own daughter if she spoke her truth. That's ice cold. Imagine the one man who should defend you choosing his ego over your trauma. That's not regular family drama. That's betrayal on a whole different level. It's heartbreaking watching the Braxtons miss the real issue over and over again. Instead of supporting Ashley or trying to make things right, they look more worried about shutting her up than helping her heal. And the worst part? Ashley isn't the first Braxton woman to face something like this. Remember when Tamar revealed she was touched as a child? Instead of standing with her, her sisters practically shaded her in public. They didn't outright say, "We don't believe you," but calling it her truth instead of the truth was basically a slick way of doubting her without saying it aloud. A total slap in the face, especially coming from your own blood. And adding insult to injury, they seemed more upset about how Tamar shared her story than what she actually survived. Like, seriously.
Really? Well, first of all, I was very disappointed in finding out via social media because our family is closer than that. And to have someone else regurgitate that story to us. Well, I can only speak for me. But for someone else to tell me the story of something that happened to my own family is very disheartening.
They were mad she didn't call them first, instead of being angry about what happened to her. That's wild. And if Tamar, Ashley, and even Tracy have opened up about going through dark moments like this, who knows how many more stayed silent? There's a pattern here, and it's impossible to ignore. Honestly, it might stretch all the way back to Mama Evelyn. People still talk about how Evelyn never let Tamar publicly name the family member who harmed her. Not once. It felt like she was more invested in protecting the family's reputation than her daughter's pain. But let's not pretend this all started with the sisters. The roots go deeper. Michael Braxton Sr. was far from Father of the Year. After divorcing Evelyn, he basically walked out on his kids and married the woman he'd been cheating with. Imagine that kind of hurt. Your own dad leaving and starting a brand new family while you're still trying to figure out your identity. Those wounds don't just disappear. And while all of that was happening, Evelyn was struggling too. She ended up in the hospital recovering from a serious injury, leaving a young Toni to take care of her sisters. From that moment, Toni became the responsible one, the backbone. So when her music career finally blew up, it wasn't just her dream anymore. It became the family's mission. Suddenly, every sister wanted to shine, whether through music, reality TV, or grabbing a man with money.
My sister Tracy is the one who said to me, "Toni, when you make it, you can help us, come on." So I always try to abide that. But the responsibility of it is so heavy for me. I feel I can never live my life, and I never used to say it. I never used to say anything to anybody.
Toni had to claw her way through an industry ruled by giants like Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. She's incredibly gifted, no question. But back then, the competition was brutal. She wasn't hitting those legendary vocal heights the way Mariah or Whitney did. And that kind of pressure had to be eating her alive. Because while she was fighting for her place in the spotlight, she was also carrying her entire family's dreams on her shoulders. That wasn't just fame, that was survival. Now this is where things really heat up. People love to believe Toni crafted her signature sound solo, but behind the curtain, it was actually little sister Tamar sprinkling the magic. Tamar's voice was the secret sauce, those layers and harmonies that made Toni's tracks feel huge. Meanwhile, Toni had Tracy running errands as her assistant and Trina and Towanda holding down backup vocals. It was a full family production, but not one built on equal affection, more like quiet, simmering tension. Because eventually, Tamar wanted her own spotlight. She was done being the shadow in Toni's glow. And honestly, who could blame her? Once Tamar realized she had the voice and the personality to stand alone, the whole dynamic shifted. That's when the cracks between the sisters really started showing. And trust me, they weren't small. Tamar, Trina, and Towanda even tried forming a group together, but it was a disaster from the jump. Rehearsals turned into arguments, egos clashed, and the dream fell apart almost immediately. Then, Vince Herbert, Tamar's husband at the time, stepped in and flipped the whole script. He made a few calls and secured the family their own reality show, Braxton Family Values. It was supposed to be their big moment, a chance to rise together and keep the Braxton name glowing. But nope, that plan blew up fast. Tamar's loud, charismatic energy stole the show completely. She became the breakout star, scoring her own music career, spin-offs, and even a talk show deal. While the other sisters struggled to find their lane, Tamar was everywhere. And according to Towanda's ex-husband, Andre, that's when jealousy and quiet rivalry started taking root, and it's been poisoning the family ever since.
You felt guilty because you know how you've been acting, and however, excuse me, let me finish because I let you talk. Thank you. I will. And I will. And I will. And yes. So, and then you decided that, you wanted to say something, like you just couldn't let him say something nice about me.
Do you think you've been saying with that person?
He does.
No, I'm asking you. Do you think that you've been?
I know I'm saying.
I'm asking. Do you think that you've been?
I'm answering. I have been the single T.
So
Toni, you're not my authority.
So you are.
Nor am I afraid of you. So don't talk to me like that, okay?
Hilarious.
Every time.
Andre claimed Towanda and Trina never recovered from Tamar's rise, stealing the spotlight. In their eyes, Tamar's success was the reason their group never took off, and that resentment just sat there, simmering for years. Meanwhile, their personal lives were crumbling too. Take Towanda. She was trapped in a rough marriage with Andre, a man who hated working and barely helped with the kids. She was grinding nonstop just to keep the lights on. Things got so bad, she ended up facing criminal charges: forgery, theft by receiving, and later a fraud case from her landlord over unpaid rent and property damage. It was one blow after another.
He's a writer. He basically sits home and writes books, his own books. And he takes care of the kids, which is great. Except for one thing, he's not out selling any of his books, which means I have to take care of the household because he's not bringing any money in.
I don't like some of the things you do, True. Basically, I feel like I married my mother. And I didn't like my mother. I loved her to death, but I didn't like her.
And she wasn't the only one getting dragged. Tracy and her husband, Kevin Sr., were blasted publicly when their landlord went online accusing them of skipping rent while pretending they owned the house. Embarrassing doesn't even cover it. Andre also dropped a major bomb about Toni and Tamar's behavior during that era. He said they did offer their sisters some financial help, but it didn't exactly come with warmth. Toni acted like a full-on diva, constantly reminding everyone who the real superstar was, while Tamar's mood swings kept people guessing, sweet one minute, throwing shade the next. Instead of pulling the family together, their success only pushed everyone further apart. The Braxtons weren't just breaking charts, they were breaking each other. And the tension was only beginning. Even though Toni and Tamar were the family's brightest stars, their fame created a dangerous power imbalance behind closed doors. Whenever Towanda, Trina, or Tracy asked for help, they weren't treated like sisters. They were treated like staff. It almost seemed like Toni and Tamar enjoyed having that control. They'd chip away at their confidence with little comments that hit hard, and over time, it shredded what was left of their sisterhood. And the saddest part, Mama Evelyn didn't do much to stop it. In fact, people say she often sided with Toni and Tamar because they were the ones with the fame, money, and industry connections. That favoritism fueled even more competition, turning sisterhood into icy rivalry. And that toxic energy didn't stay in the house. It bled right into their relationships. Every single Braxton sister got a ring, but none of them could make their marriages last.
I mean, they have love. And look at them.
I'm just saying. She's in love. I'm just saying.
You're just saying what?
I'm just saying they have love, and look at them. It's always something, for God's sake.
What do you mean, look?
Every man cheats except for President Obama, because if he cheated, then everybody would have known about it before he was president.
That's right.
Right.
It's like the dysfunction chasing this family at home followed them straight into their marriages. People close to the Braxtons say a lot of that stems from Evelyn's own bitterness toward men.
She never truly healed from what Michael Sr. did, and that hurt spilled right into her daughters' lives. Towanda's marriage to Andre was already hanging by a thread. He was unmotivated, draining, and barely contributed emotionally or financially. Now she's with her boss, Sean, but insiders say that relationship isn't exactly built on passion either. Word is he loves the perks of dating a Braxton more than he loves her. Towanda keeps giving, and he keeps coasting. And Toni? Her love life has been just as turbulent. Her marriage collapsed, and even her long-running connection with Birdman had everyone talking. Rumors say things got rocky because Birdman's lifestyle came with a lot Toni wasn't willing to accept. Whispers about habits and behaviors she couldn't align herself with. Trina didn't escape the chaos either. Her ex-husband Gabe embarrassed her non-stop on camera, cracking jokes, acting wild, and turning her into the punchline of her own show. When she finally left that mess, she jumped into another with her new husband Vaughn, another relationship filled with instability and drama. And then there's Tamar, the loudest, boldest sister. She's been through the marriage cycle 3 times, and every one of them ended in emotional wreckage. The arguments, the chaos, the heartbreak, all played out in front of the world. Tracy? She tried to keep her home together. She forgave Kevin after the rumor that he'd fathered a baby outside their marriage. But forgiveness doesn't erase the sting. Deep down, she carried that pain. And when Tracy passed away, she made her final message painfully clear. She left everything to her son, not Kevin. And Kevin Sr. is still out here mad about it, posting and complaining online like he's the one who was wronged. The Braxton name brought fame, but it came with a mountain of heartbreak and broken trust.
Fame and fortune.
Tracy Braxton said checkmate in real life. Left everything to her son. The cheating husband gets nothing. My girl was moving in stealth mode in complete silence, had the lawyer come and record her final wishes before her health started to decline so that it couldn't be contested. May we all learn and aspire to be Tracy Braxton.
But along with the spotlight came jealousy, shattered promises, and wounds that never closed. What's even crazier is that the Braxton drama isn't just about celebrity life. It's rooted in deep emotional scars nobody ever dealt with. Generational pain runs through this family like a shadow, and you can see it in every sister's story. On the outside, they shine with glam, money, and success. But behind the cameras, it's a whole different picture. Pain, control, resentment, and emotional battles that never stopped. Evelyn Braxton's old-school, iron-fisted parenting may have kept the family glued together for a while, but it also planted seeds of resentment. That's what those girls were raised on. Her daughters spent their whole childhood trying to win her approval, bending themselves into shapes just to hear a little warmth from her. But she never gave them the emotional comfort they were begging for. She taught them how to survive the world, not how to feel loved inside it. And that's exactly why, instead of uplifting each other, they ended up competing like enemies. In that house, love always came with conditions. And once money showed up, everything shifted. Fame didn't make them closer, it pushed them into rival mode. Suddenly, the Braxtons weren't sisters, they were opponents. They compared checks, trophies, and even who could grab the spotlight faster. What used to sound like sisterly advice turned into backhanded comments and quiet shade. When one of them scored a win, the others treated it like a personal defeat. That's not love. That's burnout dressed up as family loyalty. The saddest part is none of them seem ready to break the habit. Their whole family pain has been turned into content. Instead of healing in private, they turn their wounds into episodes. Every tear, every argument, every sorry felt less like closure and more like publicity. And it's easy to forget these aren't characters on a show. These are real women dragging around decades of emotional damage. At the end of the day, the Braxtons' biggest issue isn't fame or cash or relationships. It's silence.
the conversations they avoid keep echoing louder than anything they say on camera. Until someone in that family decides to confront the truth, not for ratings, but for real. The same drama will keep looping on repeat. People are still buzzing about this Braxton saga. And honestly, who's surprised? Just when it feels like everything's settled, another secret leaks out, and the whole thing spirals again. The family that used to preach love and unity now looks like a cautionary tale about what happens when pain, ego, and quiet resentment run the show. And let's be honest, the chaos didn't begin with the sisters. It began with Mama Evelyn. For years, she's been seen as the strong, strict matriarch who raised stars. But behind that iron backbone is a trail of emotional wreckage. Her need to control everything, the favoritism, the unwillingness to admit her own faults, all of that shaped the storm her daughters grew up in. She handed down her trauma like an inheritance until they forgot how to show love without fighting for it. Every Braxton has a story behind their hurt. And in their own way, each one is telling a version of the truth. That's what makes this whole thing so heartbreaking. There's no perfect villain here, just a family trapped in a cycle nobody wants to break. They turned survival mode into a lifestyle, and now that survival instinct is tearing them from the inside out. It's painful to watch, because if Mama Evelyn ever sat down, looked her daughters in the eyes, and said, "I failed you in some ways," it could shift everything. But until that day, the Braxton legacy will keep being built on tension and tears, instead of forgiveness and peace. Man, the energy around that family just feels heavy, like something that's been weighing on them for generations. But what do you think? Can the Braxtons ever find real peace? Or is the drama too deep at this point? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I always love seeing what y'all have to say. And don't forget to like the video, share it with someone who lives for a good deep dive, and hit subscribe for more shocking celebrity breakdowns. And don't go far, tap the next video on your screen for another wild story that'll keep you hooked.